Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Talk, here to talk about Jurassic World Dominion. It sucks. I hated it. The story is garbage. I cannot believe how bad this was. Sure, I heard about the bad reviews, I checked out Rotten Tomatoes, but I did not expect it to be that bad. Man. Fallen Kingdom was bad, but honestly, I think I enjoyed it a bit more than this movie because it was shorter. This movie was boring. It was stupid. It's this is supposed to be the finale, the conclusion to the Jurassic Park saga. And this is what Colin Trevorrow wanted to do the whole time? I mean, he was part of the whole saga. I mean, he was part of the Jurassic World saga, the Jurassic World trilogy. He was part of it. This isn't like the Star Wars thing where J.J. Abrams directed episode 7, Rian Johnson directed episode 8, and then Colin Trevorrow was supposed to direct episode 9, but there was backlash against 8, so Disney had to mess it all up, fire Colin Trevorrow, and rehire J.J. Abrams to finish episode 9. It's not like that situation. No, Colin Trevorrow was part of the whole trilogy. Sure, he did not direct Fallen Kingdom, but he still wrote it. He wrote and directed the first Jurassic World movie. He wrote and directed this. So this has to be his fault. Or Dirk Connolly or Emily, I believe Emily Carmichael, one of them or all of them. The story is bad. It shouldn't be this way. This is Jurassic Park we're talking about. It's like they wrote this to because they hate the franchise. That's what it seemed like. At least I had problems with the first Jurassic World movie, but for nostalgia, and also it had some pretty cool ideas and some entertaining sequences and some brutal deaths. Jurassic World, even though I had problems, was decent, So I don't understand why it had to go through this down this path. It sucked. Just focus on dinosaurs, Just focus on that. Give us good characters, good sequences with the dinosaurs, and that's it. Don't add in your own freaking bullshit. We don't need to see a character from the first movie and it turns out they're the main villain now. We don't need to focus on Maisie so much because she's the human clone, Those things could have been its own movie, with this whole thing about Biosyn, which is basically the Umbrella Corporation because of what they managed to create. And they said they're trying to help the people and they're trying to capture these dinosaurs to extract their DNA and, find cures for diseases and viruses and all that. That sounds exactly like the Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil. Oh my God. Honestly, now that I think about it, I wish there was a Dino Crisis movie instead, but whatever. This is... I felt heartbroken after watching this because, again, I did not expect it to end this way. The trailers got me interested, but when I saw it from beginning to end, I was like, this is what you wanted to do with Fallen Kingdom and this? This is... Colin, I hate you. I really do now. I have to go into full-on spoilers, so I'll say it one more time. I hated this movie. I do not recommend it. There are some good things. I'll give the movie credit. There are some good things. There's an entertaining bike sequence, and there's some intense moment with the dinosaurs. It was cool seeing Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm back together again, interacting with each other. And that's it. That's all I can say that was good. Hell, the music also sucked. I'm sorry. Even hearing the Jurassic Park theme, I'm like, no, it's a former shell of what he used to be. It doesn't work anymore. This movie handled nostalgia poorly. If you want a good movie that does nostalgia well, Ghostbusters Afterlife is better. Top Gun Maverick is way better. It's still in theaters. See that movie, okay? Don't watch this one. And This movie did well anyway. I mean, it's Jurassic Park. I think worldwide it's over $300 million for the box office, so it did well. So yeah, I did not like this. So spoilers. Okay, first 5 minutes pissed me off because we had to. It reminds me of Star Wars Episode 9: Rise of Skywalker. The dead speak. Palpatine has somehow returned. Lewis Dodson. Yeah, do you remember Lewis Dodson from the first Jurassic Park movie back in, 1993? When he was in the beginning in Costa Rica, I believe. He was talking to Dennis, and Dennis is like, Dodson, we got Dodson here. Yeah, that guy. Remember that guy? In all these, in the film series, Lewis was not mentioned once since the first Jurassic Park movie, and all of a sudden he's in this one, and he's the main villain. And he's played by the actor of Peter Parker's father in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. And he was part of Oscorp in that one. Oh my god, it's a coincidence. I don't think the actor is like, oh my god, this is like Oscorp. That's why I have to do this. I highly doubt that. Anyway, so yes, if you read the books, Lewis has a big role in them. But here's the thing. The movies have deviated so much from the books. So the fact that they bring him back, is that supposed to please the fans of the books? I don't know. But yeah, so Lewis is back. And he's basically like Tim Cook, he has the hair and also the mannerisms. And he has his company called Biosyn, which is basically the Umbrella Corporation. And it turns out that the movie takes place 4 years after the events of Fallen Kingdom. And dinosaurs are roaming the world. They managed to bring the T-Rex that was roaming around. That was part of the Jurassic World Dominion prologue at the movie drive-in movie theater. They managed to bring that to Biosyn and the companies in Italy. So Biosyn is created these locusts, which are part of the Cretaceous era. So they're giant-ass locusts that could actually destroy people's lives. They could actually hurt people or kill them even. They destroy crops and everything. So yeah, Biosyn created them to control, to destroy people's food supplies. So people have to go for Biosyn food, Biosyn seeds, Biosyn this, Biosyn that. Yeah, so yeah, the locusts, they are a giant part of this movie. They are the main thing about this movie, to be honest. So if you think you're going into Jurassic World Dominion thinking that this movie will focus on the dinosaurs, especially since after the events of Fallen Kingdom, dinosaurs are roaming around the world now. I mean, we have Triceratops, T-Rexes, Allosaurus, Carnosaurus, Apatosaurus, Dilophosaurus, Gigantosaurus, every single freaking dinosaur, even pterodons flying through the skies. The mosasaur is in the oceans. We have that shit, but no, the movie wants to focus on fucking locusts. So Ellie Sattler visited this farm that was attacked by the locusts, and she's like, oh yeah, this is created by Biosyn. So she goes to Alan Grant because she managed to find one of the captured locusts, and she asked for his help because no one else can help her besides Ian. And Ian is the one who's at Biosyn right now, who told Ellie to come over, and that was it for the reunion. And yes, they do mention the some parts of Jurassic Park 3 because Ellie's kids, they are grown up. I wish that we actually saw the little baby that was in Jurassic Park 3 all grown up, but nope, of course the movie doesn't do that. They just mention, which is cool, I guess. And yeah, it was great to see the chemistry between Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler again. Lauren Dern and Sam Neill, they still got it. So yeah, it was cool seeing them and interact. And the fact that Ellie is now divorced because Alan has to mention her husband who worked in the Navy, I believe. I forgot. I haven't seen Jurassic Park 3 in a while. And, her husband saved them. So, anyway. So, yeah, we got the reunion again. And they eventually go to Biosyn and they meet up with Ian Malcolm, who's doing his own thing. Jeff Goldblum still kills it. Sure, he spews so much nonsense and stuff, but it's fun nonsense. It's hilarious. Jeff Goldblum was great in this movie, honestly. He's the main reason why I was entertained, honestly. But of course, we have to focus on the original cast of the Jurassic World trilogy, with Owen and Claire. And yeah, I think they're married. I don't know. I probably missed it. They are either married or they're just staying together. I don't know, but they're together and they are taking care of Maisie, who is basically their adopted daughter, and they live. I forgot where. I think it's Nebraska or something. I forgot. It's just surrounded by snow, and Maisie's in hiding for 4 years, so she's basically cut off from civilization. And Claire and Owen are worried about her because she could be taken by, Biosyn or InGen or anyone else because they know that she's a clone now. So, yeah. But Maisie, because she's cut off from civilization, she's upset. And people, the thing is, I do understand. Yeah, I understand. I mean, you're not a normal kid. You're a clone, and you're incredibly valuable, and you could be taken at any time. So you're cut off from civilization, which makes you very anxious and also feeling claustrophobic. I do get that. I do. I just don't care about this character. I'm sorry. It's not the actress's fault. She's doing the best she can. It's just this character is. Why does she have to be this important? I don't know. She's nothing, man. And there's a twist about her character later on in the movie, discussed by Dr. Wu. Okay, so, and here's the thing. Here's the problem I have with Fallen Kingdom and this movie. Claire. I have a huge problem with her. And Bryce Dallas Howard does the best she can. She is great in this. My problem is that the character Claire. So she's still doing the thing from Fallen Kingdom. Like, she really cares about the dinosaurs. And she's trying to, not feel guilty anymore about these dinosaurs. She's trying to free them all because of her selfishness in the first Jurassic World movie. But here's the problem, Claire. You do realize that you got people killed, you even got your own secretary killed because of your actions in the first movie. So how come she's not suffering the consequences from that? How come people are not attacking her? How come she's not in jail? Seriously, it's her fault. I don't understand. So yeah, she wants to be this warrior of justice for the dinosaurs, but I'm like, who cares at this point? You got people killed or hurt badly. It's all your fault. And you're trying to make us feel bad for these dinosaurs? I'm sorry. At the end of Fallen Kingdom, the dinosaurs should have freaking died. They should have, for humankind. Anyway. So Claire doesn't suffer the consequences of that, and Maisie doesn't suffer the consequences of what she did. She's the one who let the dinosaurs roam the world because they're just like her, because they're clones. So yeah, so we have Claire feeling bad for herself because she wants to free the dinosaurs. Maisie feeling bad for herself because she's, sheltered. Yeah, it's so hard to care about these characters when they did bad things. Owen is like the only one who should be relatable, but he's boring in this. I don't know why. He doesn't really have much of a personality this time around. I liked him more in the first Jurassic World movie. I guess it's because he mostly interacts with Blue, and the fact that Blue is barely in this movie, so you don't. I guess he just got more boring. I don't know. It's weird. Owen is not that interesting in this movie, but he just happens to be as strong as Arnold Schwarzenegger in some situations. So yeah, it's weird. Anyway, so they're hiding, Owen, Claire, and Maisie, and people are trying to find them, and they actually did. They realized that Blue has a kid now, and they took Blue's kid, which is named Beta. So they captured Beta, and they also captured Maisie. So Owen and Claire are trying to go after them, and they realize, I forgot which country they're going to, but I believe it's somewhere in Europe. And so Owen and Claire meet up with Franklin, who was from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and he is a lot less annoying here. Like he's actually grown up, and honestly, he's like one of the most relatable characters in the movie because everything he says and does makes sense. Like he got hurt because of what Claire did in the beginning of the movie because they were trying to save a baby Triceratops. And he quits and he found a job that he can actually call a job that could actually help his future. He works for the FBI now. So, yeah, bravo for Franklin. And Danielle Pineda's character, she's shown for like 5 minutes and then she's gone. So, yeah, she's no longer in the movie. Maybe because she was had to film a Cowboy Bebop at the time or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I felt like she could have been more useful later on in the movie. But anyway, she's basically just a cameo, and we do see like photos of Jake Johnson's character and the female from Jurassic World. But they're not back. Omar Sy's character is back, and I'm happy about it because I like Omar Sy in Jurassic World. So he's back. Franklin said, okay, just don't do anything rash. Just go to this place and we'll figure out what to do from there and just follow Omar Sy's actions. So they go over there, and it turns out that it's like this dinosaur gambling ring. So there's like a dinosaur fight pit with like these velociraptors and the carnosaur and the allosaurus and the compies. So they're all fighting each other, and people are betting, and also they're breeding more dinosaurs, and they're trying to sell more dinosaurs too. They are also offering dinosaur food, like chopped up dinosaurs and all that stuff. The idea of this is cool. I will give it that. And it is interesting. It is unique. It is stupid, but again, at least it's interesting. So yeah, there's this whole dinosaur gambling ring, and it's focuses on this for a long period of time. So Owen meets up with Omar Sy, and they have to follow this Asian woman who has Maisie and Blue's kid, and they're trying to transfer over to Biosyn. So, and Owen is trying to track down this hunter guy he just happens to know, and they eventually have a fight, and they're fighting in the gambling ring, and Hunter gets eaten by the other dinosaurs. And it turns out that Maisie and Blue's kid are going to Biosyn. So, okay. And at the same time, they meet up with this female pilot. The actress name is DeWanda Sykes. I thought she was good. I really liked her. And I believe she was supposed to be Captain Marvel's best friend in Captain Marvel, but she lost it to shoot, now I'm forgetting the actress's name. She's recently she was Captain Marvel in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Man, I'm forgetting names. I'm very sorry. Dang, I just had it in my head. Anyway, so they meet up with the female pilot, and originally she didn't want to help Claire at all. But she had to change of heart because she realized that Maisie is taken, and she saw the transaction with Maisie, so she agrees to help out Claire after she gets chased by a velociraptor. And these velociraptors are like laser targeting velociraptors. So when the Asian woman was targeting with the lasers to the targets, then the velociraptors chase after them and attack them. It's the same thing we saw with the Indoraptor from the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So then we have this intense sequence where the velociraptors are chasing Omar Sy, Owen, and Claire. And Claire is basically doing the parkour. She's running on rooftops and trying to avoid this velociraptor. She eventually drops down to a truck, and DeWanda Sykes hijacks it, and they try to drive away. And Claire eventually knocks out the velociraptor with a pipe, and that was pretty cool. And Omar Sy was being chased by the velociraptor in this wreckage, and Owen grabs him out, and they manage to capture one of the velociraptors, and they also Omar Sy managed to get the Asian woman at gunpoint, but she managed to do the laser thing on Owen as he's riding the motorcycle. So two velociraptors are trying to chase him through the streets, and even though it's stupid, but this sequence was intense. It was awesome. I would say it's way better than the motorcycle sequence with the Velociraptors in even the first Jurassic World movie. So yeah, it's Owen driving this motorcycle through the streets, these narrow streets, and the Velociraptors are jumping on top of the buildings and stuff like that, and also chasing, getting close to him at high speeds. And later on, because of the chaos of what happened at the gambling ring, because of the hunter doing the stupid thing by letting all the dinosaurs loose, including the Allosaurus and the Carnosaurus. So the Allosaurus and the Carnosaurus are out in the public. It's a big ass open area, and people are running away from them. There's this guy driving a scooter, and he gets eaten by the one of them, which was hilarious. I mean, seriously, it's a big open area. It's huge, and this guy just is in between them with a scooter. And it's not like, a scooter that Peter Parker uses in Spider-Man. No, this is like a razor scooter, like basically a child's plaything. And he's riding it, trying to avoid the dinosaurs, and he gets eaten. It's hilarious. Oh, man. You would think, oh shit, I'm gonna run away, But no, he wants to ride a scooter. And then we see Owen trying to go evade the dinosaurs, and then he eventually catches the plane. And yep, that was the end of the most entertaining sequence to me in the whole movie. And eventually, the plane tries to go into Biosyn, but Biosyn sees that it's intruders. So they let this dinosaur, what's it called, Quetzalcoatlus. I have some notes right here. Quetzalcoatlus, and yeah, even though it's a cool-looking dinosaur, it was only used for that scene, so it doesn't come back at all. So it's a very, very short scene with the Quetzalcoatlus. It just destroyed the plane engines and stuff, and the plane was going down, and that was basically it. And we see Claire's seat is the only one with the parachute. Yeah, this plane is a hunk of junk, and I guess it's like the Millennium Falcon of the movie because it's a hunk of junk. There's only one parachute, and there's even no seatbelts or anything. So yeah, or no working headsets either. So yeah, it's a piece of shit. So Claire ejects because she has the only parachute, but at the same time, pterodons were tearing open the parachutes, so she crashes into the trees, and then she eventually sees this dinosaur. And it's a funny scene too, because we see this deer, and it's out in the open, and there's this big-ass dinosaur. It's called a Therizinosaurus. Sorry for the pronunciations. It's super long, and I'm tired. It's like this big, long-necked, bird-like dinosaur with these three long, huge, sharp claws. And it did the Hulk smack on the deer. Like that. It was hilarious. But it was intense because Claire has to be silent. She got herself off the chair, fell down, and the dinosaur hurt her. And I guess it's following the rules of the original Jurassic Park movie, like it only senses motion. So if you don't move, it can't see you, stuff like that. So Claire slowly crawls on the floor and dives into the water and holds her breath so the dinosaur can go away. And then she rises and sees the plane crash, so she decides to try to go straight towards Biosyn. So back at the plane crash, I don't know what's up with the audience in my theater. They are mostly children. They clapped when they realized that Owen and the pilot survived. This is like an hour and 10 minutes into the movie, around there, They clapped when they realized they survived. I don't know if they watched the trailers. I mean, again, it's weird because why would you clap for having the main character survive about halfway through the movie? I don't know. That to me was weird. They're kids, I guess. So anyway. So they survived the plane crash, and they crashed into like a reservoir, so the water's frozen, and because the ice is a bit shattered, so they have to be careful. But at the same time, there's this new raptor called the Pyroraptor, which is covered in feathers and able to swim under the water in the freezing water. So Owen and the pilot has to outrun it, but Owen crashes into the frozen water, and the raptor circles around him instead of just aiming straight through. I don't get it. I don't understand this raptor. Like, it's not like, oh, the raptor like missed and then it came back or something like that. No, the raptor was circling around him and tries to get him. And I was like, why would you circle? It was right in front of you. You did not miss it. It's not like, oh shit, I missed and then I have to come back. No, it was right here and it decides to circle around. Why? If the raptor's whole thing is to try to chase it and eat it, then just eat Owen right there. I don't know. Anyway, so the raptor circled around, buying enough time for the pilot to pick up Owen, and the raptor came out of the ice, and the pilot and the Owen goes into the elevator, and yep, they're safe. And Owen is not suffering the consequences of being in the freezing water. He doesn't have a jacket. He's not waterproof or anything. No, he's just wearing a shirt, basically a Nathan Drake shirt, you know? And yeah, he's unfazed by the freezing water. Ugh. Okay. Now we have to cut back to Biosyn. Because Ian Malcolm gave like a security pass to Ellie, so Ellie and Alan can investigate the locust, and they are trying to get a DNA sample this entire time so they could try to take down Biosyn. That's the key point of them, you know? Ellie needs to take a DNA sample of the locust in Biosyn and compare it to the DNA of the locust that they found at the farmland so they could try to take Biosyn down. That's the whole motive for Ellie for this entire movie. Remember that. So, Ellie and Alan, they got the DNA and they almost got themselves killed by the locusts, and they tried to escape. Now we cut back to another part of Biosyn. So, Lewis gets Maisie, and he gets Blues Kid, Beta, and Dr. Wu is working for Biosyn for the last 4 years. And he's upset because he created the locusts. But he's happy that Maisie and Beta are there. And now we get the revelation of Maisie. Because this whole time Maisie's like, I don't know who I am because I'm a clone, blah, blah, blah. And Dr. Wu's like, oh, don't worry, I'll tell you the story. And he's like, oh, do you know who created you? And Maisie is like, oh, my grandfather, who's basically my father because I'm a clone. And he's like, no, not your father. The original you. Yeah, the original Maisie. She created her. She gave birth to her. She cloned herself and have her in her womb. And birthed out Maisie because she wanted a daughter who's basically her. But better than her, because she is suffering from a disease and she's able to manipulate Maisie's DNA so Maisie can be the cure for diseases and viruses. And because of that, Dr. Wu wants to use her DNA to solve the locust problem so he could stop the locust from destroying the world. That's the whole point. It turned out that the original Maisie, Lockwood, she's like a very, very important character. She's basically, I just played it recently. Now I'm forgetting the names of the characters. Aloy, the original Aloy, you know, the one from the past. Shoot, why am I forgetting names? I'm bad at names. I'm sorry. It reminds me of that plot point from Horizon Zero Dawn. So yeah, it turns out that the original Lockwood woman, she's very important because she worked with Dr. Hammond and she worked after Dr. Hammond's death and she was responsible for the dinosaurs and stuff, you know? She was Well, she didn't create the whole dinosaur. She didn't like create Jurassic Park, but she was also part of making the park for the way it is. And she worked on Site B. Yeah, Islas Sorna. She worked there, and she was breeding dinosaurs. But she managed to clone herself, give birth to her, actually raise her in her womb, and manipulated her DNA so she doesn't get diseases. So yeah, Maisie is super freaking important. Her DNA can save the entire world. And Maisie escapes right after. And Beta escapes right after. Because this facility, this very super secret facility that's worth billions, trillions of dollars because they take care of dinosaurs and trying to find cures for diseases and viruses. They don't have enough to hire security. I don't think I've seen any security guards there. Or even robots, like create Skynet or something, I mean, it's basically like the Apple headquarters, but you have no security measures. They have none. It's so easy for Maisie to leave. It's not like, oh, Owen and Claire and the female pilot, Alan, Ellie, and Ian, they managed to sabotage the security defenses of the place. No. Maisie escaped on her own in front of adults because Biosyn is stupid. No security guards. Ugh. Basically, the dinosaurs are the security guards. Oh boy. So Maisie eventually meets up with Alan Grant and Ellie Sadler, and it turns out that the guy helping Ian is on their side, so he got them into a shuttle, but Lewis knows about the shuttle, so he stops the shuttle, and it happens to be in the habitat, the mines of the Dimetrodons, I believe that's the name for them. It's the dinosaurs with the fin backs, the spiky fin backs. And Alan, Ellie, and Maisie, they're getting chased by these dinosaurs, and Ian has to go over there to rescue them. And it's kind of hilarious because they're at the gate, and Ian is trying to figure out the code. And he's like, okay, Sarah Harding's birthday and all that stuff. Yeah, man, I wish Julianne Moore's back so we could see her. Oh, man. Anyway, yeah, no. Julianne Moore, don't be in this. It's crap. The movie's crap. Even though I really want to see you back. Oh my God. So yeah, Ian's hilarious because he's like, we gotta stay positive, and Alan, Ellie, and Maisie are about to die. So yeah, the assistant, put in the code, and they escaped, and Ian thought he actually did it, even though he did not. So they drive off in the Jeep, and the Jeep crashes because Lewis is a freaking idiot. Oh yeah, before that, Owen and the pilot eventually meets up with Claire because Claire was encountered by the Dilophosaurus, the one with that spits out it's not exactly venom, but it is basically stomach acid to blind their prey, and they do the thing. So yeah, the Owen managed to grab one of the Dilophosaurus, chokes him, and then the female pilot tases him. Yeah, Owen's that freaking strong. He could choke a dinosaur like this. And Owen is so strong because in the beginning, he was chasing down these Parasaurolophus. Sorry for the pronunciation. These dinosaurs that look like ducks, with the long horn. And the CGI on them is weird. Actually, I gotta say, every time the dinosaurs are running, it looks really bad, honestly. And I'm not going to say that it's the CGI artist's fault or anything because we don't know exactly the situation of what's going on with the visual effects. But the thing is that this movie was filmed for a while, and I felt like the visual effects should have been better at this point because even though the pandemic held everything off, I felt like at least the visual effects should be amazing or superb, but it's weird whenever you see the dinosaurs running, especially with the sequence with these dinosaurs. They don't look like they have any weight. They feel like they're actually weightless, And the way they interact with the environments, especially with the footsteps, Yeah, it doesn't feel real, you know? I mean, you could do even if the visual effect of the dinosaur doesn't look as good as it should be, but if you make it look believable by interacting with the environment, then we would be like, oh my God, it feels like it's actually there, you know? Give us that idea in our head, you know? But no, it's weird because when they were running, again, it feels like they were weightless. These are giant, hulking beasts, you know? You should see more muscle definition at least, or, more gravity. Especially with the footsteps. These are giants. We should see like the ground being manipulated more, you know? But no, it seems like when they're running, it's like they're on a treadmill. That's why it felt weird to me every time we see these dinosaurs run. The Velociraptors, I guess I'm okay with it because they run super fast, so it's more like a blur. So at least the motion blur is better. But when we're seeing other dinosaurs and they're running, it just doesn't look right. And again, I'm not gonna say the CGI artist did a bad job or anything. Again, we don't know the situation of what happened with these visual effects. Like, is it the timing, the budget, the inexperience? We don't know. And I love visual effects, so that's why I'm trying not to say bad things about them. But again, there could be a lot of things. For other things, you know, when we focus on the dinosaur, you know, moving slowly and stuff like that, they look good. They actually do look good. It's just that when they have to run, it looks really off. And why I have to bring that up with these dinosaurs is because Owen was chasing them on horseback, and he managed to grab one, and he's strong enough to basically take it down by himself. I do not buy it for a single second because this dinosaur is more than twice his size, and the weight of it must be like 10 times his weight. So that's why I'm like, how is he able to do this by himself? Yes, he got it on a rope, but you know, I this dinosaur should have been struggling, you know, or even bashing his head because he if the dinosaur moves towards him, it has a lot of slack for the rope and you know could attack him. But no. Yeah, I just don't believe it. Owen is just super strong in this movie. Apparently, you know, in Fallen Kingdom, his hand touches the lava and he's okay with it. Even though the lava, even being close to him, should you know burn him because that's how lava works. But anyway, his hand touched the lava. Nothing wrong with it. He's in the freezing water. That's okay. He could take down a dinosaur more than twice his size. He's okay with it. He could grab a Dilophosaurus throat easily. Yeah, he's okay with it. Yeah, I don't buy it. Anyway, so we have Claire, and then we have finally get the group interacting, the whole group. We have Alan, Ellie, Ian, Maisie, the female, the pilot, Claire, and Owen. They're together now. An hour and 40 minutes into the movie, everyone meets together, and I that's a giant problem I have with this movie because there for until that time it felt like there was a disconnect because Ellie and Alan and Ian Malcolm, they're doing their own thing. They don't know Owen and Claire. They're not related to them, they're not friends with them or anything. They did not talk to them even until this point, an hour and 40 minutes in. I guess the only thing that connects them is Maisie, but Alan and Ellie met Maisie like 20 minutes before this interaction anyway. So again, there's still this big disconnect, you know? We have one group doing their own thing and another group doing their own thing, and they finally meet up together an hour and 40 minutes in. This is the story you want to tell? It would have been awesome to see like Owen and Claire going to Alan and Ellie asking for their help. And Ian managed to come along as well, you know, like that. That's what I thought the movie was going to be like. But no, they do not interact with each other until an hour and 40 minutes in. I hated that so much. And that's when we get the Gigantosaurus scene. Okay, so the Gigantosaurus was teased a bit earlier. Like they showed it for like a second when the plane was passing by, and then they showed it again when the T-Rex was trying to eat the corpse of a deer, and the Gigantosaurus just pops in, and they had a roaring contest, and the T-Rex just leaves, and the Gigantosaurus eats the deer. And now we have the sequence where the Gigantosaurus actually tries to attack the group. And it's boring because we've seen it before. And also because it has to be at night, we get some poor lighting and it just doesn't look cool. And it's weird because at this point, I have to go back actually. Oh man. So Lewis realized that there's now a problem with the locust, so he's trying to destroy the evidence. So what does he do? Instead of, cutting off the oxygen supply or giving the locust poison or something, suffocating them. No, he decides to burn them. So he tries to burn the fields inside this cage, and he tries to burn the locust. But because the security defenses are shit in this facility, I guess Lewis did not spare no expense. So the locusts managed to go up the ventilation system and out in the open world. They're on fire. All of them are on fire. So the locusts, they're dropping down because they're dying and they're on fire. So they spread fire throughout the facility and the forest. So there's chaos in the sanctuary. So all the dinosaurs are trying to escape the fires and they're heading towards the facility. So because of this stupid decision that Lewis did, he did not mean to do this. It was totally an accident. He had no choice but to evacuate the whole facility. So every employee has to run away, has to escape. And he's upset about this. And it's all his goddamn fault. The fact that Alan and Ellie, Claire, Owen, Maisie, Ian, and the pilot, they did not do anything to cause this. Lewis did this himself. And he's such a moron. Ugh. Okay, so now we have fire in the forest. But the thing is that during this whole fight with the Gigantosaurus attacking them, the fire is not really used that much in the environment. Sure, you see like some dead corpses of the locusts, but they're not used really to light the environment. So it's mostly a pretty dark scene. We see most of the light focusing on the characters, but not much on the Gigantosaurus. So that's why I felt like it was a little too dark. So it's not entertaining to watch, especially compared to the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3. So yeah, this whole sequence with the Gigantosaurus attacking the group, it's basically the Spinosaurus attacks from Jurassic Park 3. So the crew is trying to get into the facility by climbing up, and that's basically it. The Gigantosaurus can't attack them because they're in the facility, and it leaves. At this point, you realize that there's about at least 30 minutes left of the movie. You would think that the Gigantosaurus scene would be like the finale right there, but no, there's like 30 minutes left. So the whole crew decides that they have to try to escape. So they try to get to the helicopter. But the problem is that if they don't have the aerial defense system, then all the pterodons, all the dinosaurs would try to destroy the helicopter and they would all die. So they have to reset the security system. So Claire and Ellie go in one direction, and it's basically like the scene where Ellie has to turn on and off the buttons in the first Jurassic Park movie. So yeah, nostalgia. And then we have Owen, Maisie, and Alan going in another direction, trying to rescue Beta. And yeah, it's kind of similar to The Lost World. So at least Ian is making it entertaining. So yeah, these shenanigans are boring. And then we see Lewis trying to escape via the shuttle. He's the dumbass because he's the last one left, you'd think that he would evacuate first because, you know, he doesn't want to get in trouble and shit. But no, he's like, I guess the captain. So the captain has to go down with the ship, even though he doesn't want to stay with the ship. So yeah, he's the only one. He's going into the shuttle, and the shuttle loses power, so he's stuck in the tunnel. And he decides to try to get out, but the Dilophosaurus were there, so he tries to escape back into the shuttle, but the Dilophosaurus managed to get inside the shuttle, and then you hear a scream, and then that's it. I guess he dies. He dies off screen. I mean, we see Ted Levine getting eaten by the Indoraptor. I hated that death, but that was a more entertaining death than this. If I recall correctly, in the books, Lewis gets taken by the T-Rex so he could be fed to the baby T-Rexes. That sounds like a much better death than this, you know? Seriously? You don't even show his death? You don't even show them, using their claws or tearing him apart or something like that? I mean, we see Eddie getting torn in half in the Lost World Jurassic Park. We see the secretary in Jurassic World, who's carried off by the pterodon, fell into the water, tried to be carried by the pterodon again, and then get eaten alive by the mosasaur. Vincent D'Onofrio, arm was getting eaten off by the velociraptor. I mean, I don't get it. This guy, Lewis Dodgson, who's supposed to be like the main villain, especially if he's supposed to please the fans of the books, he should have a glorious death, but no, he doesn't. Even the stupid assistant in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom gets eaten by one of the giant dinosaurs, and we actually see it. So why can't we see his death? I don't know. It's stupid. So the gang gets back together again. They got the defense system working. They found Beta. They have to go to the helicopter, but all the dinosaurs are going into that area. So, of course, because it's Jurassic Park, we have to have a final climactic battle with the big dinosaurs. So we have the T-Rex wanting to have a rematch with the Gigantosaurus. And it's lame. If you want a better fight, a better tag team fight even, Jurassic World did it better. You know, with Blue and the T-Rex fighting off with the Indominus Rex, and then the Mosasaur takes him down. Yeah, that was much better than this. I did not like this fight because, one, it's still in the dark at night. There's not much lighting. The main light source is the helicopter, and the helicopter doesn't stay still, so the light source is all over the place, and we have to focus on the characters because they have to try to escape from this battle. So we have one group going one way, one group another way, and the editing is choppy and shit. And the fight is not exciting. The Gigantosaurus managed to knock the T-Rex unconscious for a little bit. So the Gigantosaurus was about to eat him, and then it realizes that there's another dinosaur, which was the Therizinosaurus, you know, the giant long-necked bird-like dinosaur. So yeah, the Gigantosaurus sees him, and he's like, oh, I'm distracted by you. So during that whole time, we have to have a close-up shot of the T-Rex eye, and then it wakes up. So now we have a tag team with the T-Rex and the giant bird dinosaur against the Gigantosaurus. And you would think, oh, okay, is it going to be the same or better than the fight in Jurassic World? No. What happens right there? The T-Rex headbutts the Gigantosaurus, and the Gigantosaurus falls into the claws of the bird dinosaur, and it dies. Right there. That's it. That's the fight. So lame. And the crew managed to get on the helicopter. They escape. They leave good lives. Here's the thing, though. We see Alan and Ellie. They're trying to testify in court to say that, oh, Biosyn did this. But here's the thing. Biosyn is done already. You don't need the court. Well, I guess you still need the court for certain things, but I don't know. I felt like seeing Alan and Ellie heading to court, that should be the last shot, you know, of them interacting. No, I felt like the kiss at the airport was a much better send-off than that, you know? Biosyn is already done because Lewis destroyed it himself by accident. Anyway. So, oh yeah, and Henry Wu, had a change of heart, and he's like, listen, let me come with you. I could save this. I could save everyone. I could take care of the locust situation if I get the DNA of Maisie. And Maisie said, okay. So yeah, Dr. Wu had a change of heart. Listen, here's the thing. It was cool that in Jurassic World, it seemed like he was going to be a villain, especially the main villain. And we see that carried over into Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom because he's working more on hybrids. But then all of a sudden in Jurassic World Dominion, he's upset because he created locusts. I want to work on dinosaurs, but I have to work on these giant locusts. I'm sad. That's his character. And apparently Lockwood's important. Ugh. So the crew is saved. They escape. Owen, Clara, and Maisie manage to get Beta back to Blue, and Blue says thank you, and Owen's okay, even though we have Blue and her baby, and that baby's gonna grow up to be a man-eating dinosaur one day. So yeah, the whole situation with the dinosaurs roaming the world doesn't get solved. It does not. Biosyn Sanctuary is fine for the dinosaurs in Italy. But we still have pterodons flying through the skies. We still have dinosaurs in Africa, North America, South America, everywhere. They're everywhere. The Mosasaurus is still roaming around the ocean. We didn't solve that problem. More people are gonna die from the dinosaurs, but it's okay because we have to live among them. Dinosaurs roam the world, and that's the end of fucking Jurassic World Dominion and the fucking Jurassic World saga. I hated this movie. I'm heartbroken. Jurassic Park is my most favorite movie of all time. And I even love Lost World Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park 3 was like the biggest disappointment of my life for a very long time. But that ends up being better than even this. How's that fucking possible? I am so upset. And this is supposed to be the conclusion, the finale, because we're not going to see Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm anymore. There might be another Jurassic Park movie in the future, but most likely not. So this is it, the final one. Like for Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, it ended that. But at least Star Wars has The Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Boba Fett. They have all those TV shows, Jurassic Park, I guess there's that Netflix cartoon thing, but I'm not interested in that. This sucks, man. Biosyn is basically the Umbrella Corporation. The movie has to focus on Locust. The movie has to focus on Maisie and her revelation. Those ideas could have been their own movies. You could have had Biosyn creating these locusts and they're trying to solve the situation. That could have been its own movie. We have a human clone who's trying to figure out who she is and she finds out the truth about herself. That could have been its own movie. We should have focused on a movie with dinosaurs roaming the world, and we have to solve how to fix that. You could have done that. Like, we have to try to figure out how to get all these dinosaurs back in one place so the dinosaurs can live free in their sanctuary, while humans and other animals can live on their own. But no, that doesn't get solved. Dinosaurs are just living among us and they're just gonna kill off more people. Yeah, good job, Claire, Maisie. Thank you for that. Thank you, Colin Trevorrow. I believe this is all your idea, what you wanted to do from the very beginning, right? This is how you wanted Jurassic Park to end. Jurassic World to end. This trilogy sucks. Honestly, I felt like Jurassic World should have been the finale, honestly. Just have the dinosaurs roaming Isla Nublar. That's it. That's it. That's the finale to me. Jurassic World has problems, but I'm okay with it being the finale. That's it. Fallen Kingdom, fuck that. Dominion, fuck that. I am so angry. I am so pissed. And I am shocked at how good Top Gun Maverick is. Yeah, I really, while watching this movie, I really want to see Top Gun Maverick again. Oh my god. Yeah, go see that movie instead. But again, this movie still made money in the box office, unless it's going to do poorly next week. Next week has Lightyear. I wonder if that would do well. I'm hearing good things about it, and I am very interested in that. I mean, I've been interested in Pixar movies, but still, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, Colin Trevorrow, I guess I'm glad that he's just done with this franchise. It's a shame because I like Safety Not Guaranteed. And when I heard that he's going to work on Jurassic Park movies, I was rooting for him, you know? Yeah, sure, Jurassic World wasn't like amazing to me, but at least by the end of it, I thought it was decent and had some cool shit. But yeah, honestly, no. I guess it's good thing that it's just done. We're done. All right. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Later.